what I tell my students is, and this is true, teaching saved my life. I was a very dark place when I discovered teaching. During my undergrad, I had lost a lot of people very close to me. And then a friend of mine, they needed a substitute teacher for ESL, and she said, "You'd be great." And so I did it, and I fell in love instantly with the sort of joy you get explaining something to someone and the little epiphanies of every day that they see. Like, I live for the whoa moment when I explain like how profound a particular moment in text is and somebody goes, whoa. And I'm like, yes, I live for that, you know? There's just no better feeling in the world. My name is Professor Jorge Santos. I teach in the English department at the College of the Holy Cross with specialties in 20th century American literature, multi-ethnic literature, graphic novels, and pop culture. Getting to do what turns out to be my favorite thing, which is helping generate these little epiphanies, with my favorite thing, which is just narrative art form, it's just been an incredible privilege. So much of what we know about history is refracted through the art we consume. So let's take that seriously. You know, what is the versions of history that they're offering us, and what techniques or devices do particular art forms have that others don't? Well, comics were really heavily censored in the 50s and 60s and 70s. So it's a really good way to talk about the relationship of censorship and expectations for children, high and low art in US history, because comics, of course, are serial narratives. They come out once a month. So you can see how responsive they are to culture, and it can become a really sort of interesting way to delve into cultural politics. And I always start with the question, comics are for kids, we all know that. Why is that? And the answer is much more illuminating than I think people expect. One thing I want my students to take away is the way narrative art forms can just enrich and illuminate their own lives. I don't want them to just absorb art and be told what art is. I want them to decipher and discern it. But yeah, ultimately the way that narrative art just can enrich your life and just fill it with joy.